As we mentioned, we are tracking this from both the ground and the air. From Live Copter 3, you can see in the distance there just how much smoke is coming off of this fire and how close the flames still are. You can see in the foreground there the neighborhoods and the homes, but look at how big those flames are. You know they're big if we can say them that clearly from this far away.
Yeah, there's obviously you can see some of the flatter grassy areas, but this fire is burning up where it starts to get hilly a little bit. You see different types of vegetation, not just the grass, which is bone dry, but you have trees, you have shrubs, other types of growth. It's all fuel, and you just from seeing that line there, you can just see how dark that smoke is. And the result of that fire there, we're feeling some of the effects of it here further eastward in the Sacramento area. People waking up this morning with just a bunch of ash covering their everything, their cars, their sidewalks, their back patios.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the direction that that smoke is moving in right now. To the right of those flames, you can see there clearly that there is a home there and lots of other homes. So it looks like there's a kind of a rectangular area that this grass will probably be burned through, but there's a home that you can clearly see right there and some sort of other structure with lots of trees around there. And a lot of people have been told to leave their homes and get out while they could. Some people had to do so in the overnight hours. It's extremely scary, but look at that. Those flames just on the other side of those groves of trees next to this house and that other outbuilding, which looks like some sort of a barn or a garage type structure there.
Yeah, we know firefighters are very busy trying to do what they can to get a handle on this. It just, to my eye, it doesn't seem like there are any crews in that particular area. They may be there and we just can't see it from our vantage point, but you can see here where the fire is already burned and it is still burning up again in that underbrush, and you can see some trees there that look like fruit trees, and there's something burning there that's putting up a lot of smoke. Look at that.
Yeah, that's definitely a structure or a home. Hard to tell, but you can definitely see and make out the frame there of that house, and it looks like there are firefighters on the ground there. And it looks like that's a big propane tank. See that teal color propane tank there on the left? Yeah, that's a bit concerning, but that is going up in flames right now. Just another one of the structures that's being destroyed by this fire that continues to grow. And really, this is part of that larger complex fires that is really wrapped around this area and then also wrapped around Lake Berryessa.
That could be a little storage shed there that could be holding some kind of agricultural material, either some bales of hay or some kind of supplies for, it looks like it's a little bit of a ranchette there. You can see some trees that looks like they're fruit trees where this person had kind of a nice little setup on their property, and something in there is really burning hot, and you can see just that black smoke coming off. And we did see at least one firefighter on the ground there, but whatever that was, it's gone now. Yeah, it is. And hopefully they're going to start getting some water on this, and so that that part of the fire doesn't continue to spread. If we zoom back out, it was interesting, Golston, as we pan from one area to the other. There were lots of little fires just kind of scattered throughout, and that's really been the biggest problem for firefighters with this complex of fires, is that they're burning in so many different areas. And as you mentioned, we didn't see firefighters at where those flames were close to that other home. Of course, we saw some there, but look at how much of the ground is charged, and you can see how the fire just hops over the road there. I mean, it takes nothing for those fires to jump roads. That structure gone, completely gone, and you can tell it was a home because there is a pool in the backyard. And that is so sad to see, and we just, our thoughts go out to those people who lost their home. That is just one of the homes that has been lost in this fire. Yeah, those roads just don't provide any kind of real fire break. When the fire gets really going, it creates its own little system of winds, and it just pushes right over those roadways. And that's not even to take into account how a lot of the sparks can just be carried in the wind and drop down anywhere. And here's another, can't tell if that's a house or a building.
That definitely looks like a house, and it's so sad to see this home just gone.
It's a big one too.
It definitely looks like a home. You can see the driveway there, and you can see I mean, it's almost like a checkerboard where the fire has jumped around. There's another structure gone. The gazebo there standing next to the pool, and the structure and the home gone. And hopefully these people were able to get out safely. You can see the front door there, that brick structure, the framing of the front door was still standing there. And look at all of these cars destroyed around this house as well. Also, just want to let you know, just getting word into the KCRA3 newsroom that Interstate 80 is being closed down in this area, the Vacaville, Fairfield area. At this time, we showed you earlier, I don't know if we want to go back over to that, but there was a lot of smoke, and Stephanie Lynn had said that it was open, but we're just getting word that they're just closing it right now. The off-ramps were closed, but it now looks like for the safety of everyone involved that they are closing parts of Interstate 80. So of course, we're going to continue to get more information on that, but just kind of keep that in mind. You do not want to go through this area. There's just a lot of smoke.
They want to prevent anyone getting off the freeway and into this while they're trying to tamp down all of these fires. And as we zoom into another structure there, that looks to be possibly another home there, and just smoldering ruins. But just just look at the devastation there. It's just complete. So yeah, part of I-80 shut down. That's to prevent people from getting off the freeway and maybe interfering with firefighting operations. And of course, they're looking to try to evacuate, get everyone out who hasn't been able to get out yet. But we would hope that everyone in that area has been able to get out.
Yeah, and these homes still smoldering from those flames that burned through the area, and we just pray those people did have enough time to get out. A lot of people that we know have evacuated that we've already spoken with say that they didn't have much warning or much time, and that they didn't get the word from an official or anything. They just got the word from their neighbors going door to door, or maybe knowing where to go to tell them that, look, you need to get out right now. And there are some more active flames that we see just kind of burning in that grove of trees right there. You can see this is some sort of a driveway, a lot of white smoke coming off of that, which just tells us that it's really probably just burning through the brush and the trees right there. When we see that dark, thick black smoke that we saw earlier, it's definitely burning through some sort of a structure. But firefighters really have their hands full with this just because it is so spotty. The fires are so spotty and they're so spread out.
And it's just random. And then the more fires cause more fires. So it's like this terrible game of whack-a-mole where you're trying to get a hold of one area and then you have some other areas that break out. And again, this is just really is what is vexing to firefighters, because the fire moves on the ground, it gets up into the trees, the so-called ladder fuels, the fire climbs up the tree, the wind blows the fire and the embers to another place to start another potentially devastating fire. We're going to